Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's assembly or our Thursday thinking time. And today we're going to be thinking about Captain Sir Tom Moore, his life, his contributions, and obviously the sad news that he died this week. So what can we learn from Captain Sir Tom Moore? What do we know about him? What do we know about his life? And what do we know about his life before last year? So last year, Captain Tom Moore became famous and was interviewed on television because he set himself a challenge. And the challenge was that just before his 100th birthday, he was going to walk 100 laps around his garden, and he was aiming to raise £1,000 for the NHS. Of course, what happened was that he didn't raise £1,000. He raised an awful lot more, millions of pounds, and was interviewed on television for his amazing achievements. He just became something of a big story, really, during lockdown. Everybody admiring his determination and his effort, but also recognising that he had achieved quite significant things in his life before walking around his garden. So let's have a little look at his earlier life and sort of track back and understand a little bit more about Captain Sir Tom Moore. So as I've already explained, very, very sadly, he died earlier this week. He became unwell with pneumonia and sadly died of coronavirus. He had a very long life though, 1920 to 2021. He was the age 100 when he died. Thinking back 100 years ago, I wonder if you can imagine what life was like 100 years ago. You probably can't imagine a time when we didn't have televisions, when family homes didn't have telephones, when we didn't have any of the technology that we just take for granted now. So if you look around your home or look around your classroom and look at all the technology that's available to you 100 years ago, I very much doubt that any of that would be available at all. None of the computers in the classrooms, none of your devices that you're using at home. I wonder what you're watching today's assembly on. Are you watching it on a phone, an iPad, a laptop, maybe on the TV? Well, none of those would have existed 100 years ago, and life was very, very different. Just to give you a few details about Captain Sir Tom Moore. So he was born in West Yorkshire on the 30th of April 1920. His mum was a teacher and his dad worked as a builder. Captain Sir Tom joined the British Army during World War II. And here's a photograph of him. He rose to the rank of captain. So within the army, there's lots of different ranks, lots of different sort of jobs that can happen in the army. And he rose to the rank of captain while he was serving in India. After the war, Captain Sir Tom took a job as a sales manager for a roofing company. And after he retired, after working for many years, he needed treatment from the NHS for a broken hip. He thought the treatment he received from the NHS was absolutely brilliant. And when the UK went into the first lockdown last year, and of course you'll remember the NHS was very stretched. We had to stay home to save the NHS and to make sure that they weren't having to cope with too much. He wanted to give something back. So he decided to take part in this challenge. So I've explained the challenge already to you. He decided he was going to walk around his garden 100 times with the aim of raising £1,000 before his 100th birthday. But he raised £33 million. And on his 100th birthday, he received over 150,000 birthday cards from people all around the world. And he was said at the time, one small soul like me won't make much difference. I wonder if that's true. Is it true that one small soul like him, I think he made a difference, a huge difference, to raise one person raising £33 million. I think that's a massive, massive contribution. But I think at the time, he didn't really think that he'd achieve anything like that. He didn't think he'd make a difference. but he certainly did. And this photograph, now you may wonder what's going on here, or you may know exactly what's going on here. The lady on the left is the Queen. Now, she's not trying to chop off his head with a sword. It might look a bit like that. But here we've got Captain Sir Tom, who was awarded a knighthood at a special ceremony at Windsor Castle last summer. So he was Captain Tom Moore, and after that ceremony, he became Captain Sir Tom Moore. Now, we've got a little challenge for you. And this is something I'd like every child in the school to take part in, whether you're in school or learning at home. In memory of Captain Sir Tom Moore and the amazing fundraising he did for the NHS in 2020, I'm going to bring to you the 100 challenge. Because Sir Tom set himself a small challenge, raising £1,000 for NHS charities by walking 100 laps of his garden before his 100th birthday. His challenge was quite small, really, but he managed to raise £33 million and become famous all around the world. So we want you to challenge yourself to complete something 100 times. Now, I don't expect you're going to be raising millions of pounds and become famous around the world, but think about what you could do that could make a difference to either somebody else or to yourself. Complete anything 100 times and share with us. That's a really important bit, so we know what you're working on. Share with us photos and videos if you're doing this to Google Classroom, or send them into the class email addresses or to the main school email address, the info@chorley.surrey.sch.uk email address. So there's lots of ways you can send in your photographs or your videos. Now, some ideas here of things you could do. You could read 100 books. You could listen to 100 songs. You could run 100 laps of your garden. You could pick up 100 pieces of litter. Of course, if you're going to do that, you need to do it carefully and put on gloves. You don't just pick up pieces of litter with your bare hands, or use a litter picking sort of prongs. Draw 100 pictures, do 100 calculations, spot 100 living things, do 100 star jumps. The list goes on. Can you do anything you like 100 times? But think about something that will make a difference to you. So if you're going to be reading 100 books, actually, by reading lots, that's going to make your reading even better. It's going to give you more knowledge and understanding. It will improve your vocabulary, and also will probably be very enjoyable. Listening to 100 songs, well, you'll learn an awful lot more about music that way. So each thing here is designed to get you thinking about the difference it could make. 100 acts of kindness. Oh, that's a good one. What 100 things could you do? I'm thinking I'm going to make sure that between now and the end of our lockdown, I'm going to make sure I send out 100 postcards and 100 hot chocolate sachets to children learning at home, and make sure that we're recognising more of your achievements at home, because I've sent out lots already, but I'm going to send out 100 more. So that's going to be something I do to make a difference to 100 children, at least. I might even do an extra couple, you never know. So here's your 100 challenge. I very much look forward to hearing what you get up to, what you choose to do for your 100 challenge. Just before we go, a final bit of thinking. So Tom was interviewed, sharing his thoughts on the coronavirus pandemic, and he said, "We will get through it in the end, but it might take time. At the end of the day, we should all be okay again. The sun will shine on you again, and the clouds will go away." And I wanted to share that quote with you at the end, because it really made me think about all the things we've been speaking about recently, the photographs of the Charlie Mackesy drawings with the clouds and the storm, and then the poem I shared with you last week with Amanda Gorman and the light. And I thought, crikey, it's a very similar idea here. We shall all be okay again, the sun will shine on you again, and the clouds will go away. So let's just remember his words as we go about our business today. And what we will do is, with the 100 challenge, next Friday, so on the last Friday before half term, in our Feel Good Friday assembly, that will be a good opportunity to share as many of the photographs as possible during the assembly, and share the things that you've been working on. So you've got a week, just over a week, to get in all those photographs of things. And of course, you don't have to have read all of what your 100 books before you send in a photograph. You could certainly send in you getting started and what you're aiming to achieve. But some of these you could do quite quickly, and some of them could take a little while to do. Okay, well, good luck, everybody. Look forward to hearing from you, and bye-bye for now.